well, there's nobody here yet. But for people who watch these videos later, though, yikes. I think I'm actually going to, I'm actually doing some household chores, and I thought that I would just go live while I'm doing these, so that way I can answer some questions. But the question, well, we'll see. We'll see how many people join in. And hello, I'm doing just a couple quick things before I get on camera. But if you have any questions, meanwhile, I can answer them. I'm gonna show you guys something cool in a second, but I'm just folding some laundry while I maybe answer questions, because I keep getting emails, a lot of emails from people, and a lot of questions. So it's always easier to just do these while I'm doing my laundry. You know what would be cool is if I could actually hear you guys. Hey, hello, B-Man. Yeah, I wish I could actually hear you guys. I wonder if there's an option for that. Maybe there is. I'm not really much of a techie guy. Oh, thank you. Thank you again for the thumbs up. I'm right here. I'll be on camera in a second. I'm just putting a few things away. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I got the mic in my ear. Can you guys hear me okay, actually? Somebody comment. Can't see you. Yeah, I know. I'm right here. I'm going to be on camera in a second. I'm just folding some clothes while I answer your guys' questions. So, yes, you can hear me? Okay, great. Almost done, guys. But I mean, you can already start asking questions if you guys have any. Good. Glad you guys can hear me. Yeah, I had a good Q&A yesterday. People were requesting more. So I thought I would go ahead and, do another one. Oh, thanks again for the thumbs up. These are still a little wet. I'm just doing some laundry. And thought it would be a good time for me to answer some of your guys' questions. I will say, obviously, this is live, and I'm probably not going to, probably going to erase this one also, depending on what we go over. But let's see if anybody's asking any questions yet. Nope, nothing yet. But let's see. What would you guys like to talk about today? I did post a video. Not sure if you guys saw it. A lot of people have been asking about the Kangen, quote unquote, Kangen and Magic unit. Just did a video on that. Boy, that thing, a lot of questions on that old, improper technology. I guess I should always say as usual, today I will not give you any medical advice today, guys, and I will make no medical claims today. And I will be simply giving you just my opinions. And with that being said, obviously, my opinions tend to be from actual data that I find. Always trying to find the best answers when it comes to health and when it comes to hydrogen. So let's see. My friend has a hyperbolic, I'm assuming you're meaning hyperbaric chamber, he made himself. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you can buy them. I mean, you can buy some. I think it kind of depends on what you're trying to do with them. I do think that they can actually be good. There is actual data showing that they're good. Of course, like with a lot of the things that I've discovered, you really need to know how to use it in order for it to be safe and also effective. Those are always the important aspects. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know if that was a question, but it looked like it was just a statement. But yeah, I'm not against hyperbaric chambers actually at all. Again, it's just a matter of doing it quote unquote the right way, and also depending on, what kind of results, like what is the purpose for doing it. But yeah, today, like I said, today's just kind of a little bit of a, oh, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. You know, let's see, are those smoothies you make the only food you eat all day? Well, I guess it sounds kind of funny when you put it that way, because it'd be like, geez, do I just live off smoothies already? But I mean, if you really look at the data as far as like nutritionally and I mean, to answer your question simply, obviously that's not all I eat. But yeah, I usually just have the smoothie in the morning. Sometimes I even skip it for lunch and then I just have one solid meal for dinner. The thing is, um, you know, it's funny. What the body really wants and what's best for the body is very different than what we're told we need, or what people tend to eat. I mean, if you were to eat the right foods, some people just feel like it's just insane. They're just like, that's crazy. Um, and so what I tried to do, my goal was to try to create the food that I know my body technically wants according to the data. And I mean, the data really shows that, man, fruits and vegetables is really, really what the body likes. And of course, I put nuts in there. I put like walnuts. Um, I use pecan. I use all sorts of different nuts depending on what I can get my hands on. And the body just, I mean, that's what it really seems to like. And it's really tough. In fact, I don't know if I mentioned it before. There was a study done. It was actually quite interesting. Hi from India. Hello. Um, there was a study. Oh, let's see. Yes, hyperbaric. It's been trial and error, but works well. I often wonder if it makes wrong things grow. It's for detox. Uh, I don't know if a hyperbaric chamber is for detox. I mean, literally the study I was just about to mention. If anything, this works, great for detox. See, I'm folding all my laundry. Let's see, what did somebody say? How do you start drinking? Okay, so I'll get to that in a second. Then the next question. Basically, what people don't realize is that there was a study. I don't know if you guys want to hear about this, but it's a study that was done on fiber. Ironically, it was actually done by the US government. And if I remember correctly, it was done either back in the 40s or 50s. I mean, it was done a long time ago. And by the way, I'll be on camera in just a second. I'm almost done here. But this particular study had to do with fiber. And the Japanese also, I mean, this was done by Americans, but the Japanese have also been uncovering some very interesting things about fiber, but not normal fiber. We're talking about like none of these fiber supplement garbage, like actual fiber from fruits and vegetables primarily. And the study basically was showing that our bodies really, really needed a massive amount of fiber, which was kind of crazy. I mean, really kind of crazy, that it needs so much fiber. And basically, what the study was saying is that, it basically said that they didn't believe that it was possible to attain the levels of fiber that are necessary, that the levels that they're saying that we need. They just didn't think it was possible for the average human to consume them, even though the benefits were just unbelievable. And so they gave the American people a much lower number. It was how much time lower? It was 7, 14, 20. It was like 4 to maybe 5 times lower. And they said this is the recommended amount. And even that recommended amount, which was much lower, less than 3% of Americans even obtain that amount of fiber. So basically, almost nobody's getting the right amount of fiber. And if you're talking about detox, you're talking about proper hydration. You're talking about eliminating the free radicals, which I think obviously hydrogen is really good at. You're talking about massive amounts of fiber. I mean, these are the ways, to really, really clean out the body. And then obviously try not to put dirty things in. This is why you want the really clean water and yada, yada, yada. So, there's a lot of these things. So, whoops. So yeah, fiber is extremely important, and it obviously helps with production of hydrogen in the body also. And let's see, I can get back onto that topic, but it does appear people have some questions. So let's go with those. Let's see here. How do you start drinking hydrogen water? Should you start on a low level? How much? How much? How often? My machine is arriving this week and I'm so excited. Okay. So basically, as you know, it's not medical advice or anything. Basically, it depends. It depends on what you're quote unquote wanting to do, like what your goals are. It also depends on the health of your kidneys. It also could potentially depend on it could depend on what medications you're on. So it could depend on many factors. And so I would say, if everything's good to go, I would actually go with the higher number if your body, if you can do it. I would go with half a liter to 1 liter empty stomach. I would actually watch video 337, actually. I explain all that in video 337. So, but yeah, half a liter to 1 liter, empty stomach before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner. Inhalation is typically best at night, but you could probably do it. You could do inhalation. Again, it depends on what kind of benefits you want to have and how serious you are. Let's see. We can even go to more detail if that's not answering your question. Do we need the Celtic salts together with the water? No, you don't need Celtic salts. No, you don't need Celtic salts. I'm not sure why you would think that. Have you seen anyone get off blood thinner drinking and breathing hydrogen? Well, here's the thing about blood thinners. They do it because, again, when you're eating certain things, thickens your blood. And if there's certain things you can eat that can actually thin it, keep it cleaner, they do the blood thinners because it just makes it it's an easy thing to do where it does give great improvement. If you're properly hydrated, if you're eating the right food and you're using hydrogen, you don't need blood thinners. I already put even the natto that I put in my smoothie. If you saw my lettuce smoothie video, which I forgot, I was going to bring some stuff to show you guys. But that's okay. Maybe next time. Well, I guess I can go grab it. If you guys want me to grab some stuff, I can share with you that has to do with multi-nutrient stuff I use in the hydrogen smoothie. I can go grab it. But basically, yes, you could totally get off blood thinners, in my opinion. In fact, natto thins your blood, and almost no doctor out there knows it except for Japanese doctors. They're like, if you're on blood thinners, be very careful with using natto because you can make it too thin. So I just use a natto because it's so good for you. So many benefits where statins usually don't have very good benefits. Okay, let's see. Have you seen? Okay, drink the hydrogen water every day. It might feel like it's making no difference at first, but one day you'll wake up feeling amazing. I'm 2.5 months in and it's cured my anxiety and vision. Awesome. I've heard a lot of people say stuff like about anxiety, and I have found data showing the cortisol levels go down. And also, I found data on, or not data, but people are saying a lot of people are talking about their vision, including my own dad. Let's see, years ago, I did a liver cleanse, had to prep kidneys first and slowly start eating all veggies. It gave me such clarity in mind, want to do it again, but takes a lot of effort. That's literally almost how I live. A lot of vegetables, a lot of clean living, because that's exactly what it did. It cleared up my mind. It's helped me come up with a lot of protocols. It's helped me just in general a lot in life. And that's why I've continued and stuck with it. I like the clarity and I like the feeling. Okay, thanks. I need to try this eating well. Eating well, so key. Not sure what you mean, Renee, but okay. I need to try this. Oh, you need to try eating well, and it is key. Okay, I'm guessing that's what you meant. What about saying factor V reason for blood thinner? Factor V. What about saying factor V? I don't know what you mean, Emma. What about saying factor V reason for blood thinner? Factor V. I don't know. Try the hydrogen water. Oh yeah, well, hydrogen water along with super clean water is like the easiest, most powerful thing you do for your health. I've seen people change nothing and get some crazy results just doing clean water and hydrogen. Emma, what about saying factor V5 reason for blood thinner? Factor 5. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what factor 5 is. It's probably some product, I assume. In fact, I was going to share something special with you guys, a little later or whenever. I love this. I wish you guys could. One thing you can't get on camera is the smell. Whew, it smells like sweet, but garlic. Well, that's what it is. It's garlic. If you guys ever seen the black garlic, I did a video on this before. And well, let's see some of the benefits if you guys want to hear. It's all natural, obviously. Ingredients are, well, let's see, no additives, no preservatives. Contains 850 milligrams, a little S-L-cysteine per bulb. It's aged for 90 days. The effects: eliminate fatigue, improves physical strength, protects the liver, improves the activity of the prostate, promotes sleep quality and other functions, solves constipation. I mean, I just like the taste of it. And like I said, I always try to eat things that don't have any other ingredients in it. So this is literally just garlic that was fermented, aged. That's it. No sugar, no nothing, though it's very sweet. It does say legal disclaimer. Statements regarding dietary supplements have not been evaluated, blah, blah, blah. Once open, should preserve in a cool, dry place. Oops. That's okay. I just recently opened it. I really like this stuff. Let's see. What are the ingredients? Garlic. That's it. Garlic. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Factor 5. Yeah, I still don't know what factor 5 is. I'm guessing maybe you're talking about a word that I shouldn't even be saying. When you said V, I thought about the kind of little thing that goes around that people are getting and it affects your, makes you sick. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. A little known virus out there. Not sure. You guys want to see what one of these are? I was going to eat one. I don't eat too many of them. I think I've been kind of eating maybe like one a day. Ooh, this one's a little damaged, so I'll eat the damaged one. Garlic. Here, which one actually looks not damaged? Garlic. Cool, huh? Nature at its finest. Garlic has all sorts of crazy benefits. All right. So, you guys want to see me open this up here? Let's see. So I still don't know what you mean by factor 5 MS, so go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, I can go back to talking about, well, I did talk about fiber yesterday. Yeah, and drinking hydrogen water every day, somebody was mentioning that. There's new data coming out. I'm still planning on doing a video, but people have been requesting that Kangen video. Ooh, look at this. Got any arthritis cure testimonies? That's my worst issue. Yes, actually, Renee, of course I do. Look at this stuff. It's all sticky. It's not supposed to be that sticky usually. I have to go wash my hands. Yes, arthritis. I mean, there's actually, not only are there testimonials on it, there is data. That's how one of the reasons that I wanted to give it to my father, because he was suffering from arthritis. And, anytime you have inflammation, it's pretty much, look at this. This is all sticky. Normally they don't look like that. The texture is like a fig, Newton. It's sweet, but it has a hint of garlic. But definitely not like raw garlic. It's really good. It's like a dessert. I already had dinner. And it just feels like dessert. I rinse my fingers. Wow. A little bit of a smoky flavor on that one. Most of them don't. Okay, let's see. Answer the rest of your guys' questions. So, arthritis, yes, like I said, quite a few testimonials. I mean, technically, I had it when all my joints hurt super bad, inflammation. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. My dad's too. He said he felt better. Like the longer he used hydrogen, the better it got. And he felt better than even the best medications. Will hydrogen help with moving the lymph fluid, reduced lymph swelling, and unblocked lymph nodes, all from chemo and radiation? Well, I mean, again, I'm not making any claims, but actually, there's not really much data on that. But my personal theory is yeah. And the reason I say yeah is because I've felt it in my body and it really felt like that's what it's doing. In fact, I get all sorts of stuff come out in the morning when the moment I start drinking the hydrogen water, I can feel something moving. And I just really felt like it had a lot to do with the lymphatic system. Though personally, I think it's much smarter to use the hydrogen before doing the chemotherapy. I think there's much greater benefit to prevent than to treat later. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, they say it's a genetic blood factor causing thick blood. Yeah, whatever. I mean, maybe that's true, Emma, but in my opinion, you eat healthy. Look, everything that goes in your mouth is going to end up in your blood. I don't know what you're eating, but we could go over this. This is a subject I typically stay away from, but that's literally one of my goals is to try to make my blood as thin and clean as possible. And that way it can really move more freely. Otherwise I'm gonna put you on statins. It's one of the reasons that I stick to there's specific foods I eat. I mean, if I could talk to you, I mean, it's almost like I would go into consult mode. I could start asking you a bunch of questions. I mean, just type in, well, and be honest. I mean, here's the thing: if you're not honest, then it's going to be tough to really give you the right answer. But answer these questions: do you eat any meat, eggs, dairy, or seafood? Let's just start with that, and then I'll ask you some more questions. Because people always say, like, oh, I eat really clean, and then I ask them a bunch of questions, and I'm like, that's just I know that you think it's clean. But anyway, hi. I know you've done vids on this before, but real quick right now, which hydrogen water maker combined with distiller should I buy right now, please? Okay, Tiffany, I'm always up to date on the best stuff. Obviously, distillers, there's actually a lot to choose from. You don't have to get a specific one. The one I choose to use is because it's American made, it's like really industrial strength, and it will basically last forever as long as you maintain it and take good care of it. And those are the ones from mypurewater.com. They have a really nice counter. They have a bunch of them, but they all make the same quality of water. They have different options. I mean, you could just go with the cheapest one, and if you use a discount code, which is the name of my channel, Uprising 144K, you can actually get it for like $590 for the cheapest one. And you know, so yeah. So with that being said, hopefully that answers. Oh, and the hydrogen machine, the best one, literally right now, and I'm always going to keep you guys up to date on whatever the best is. But right now, the 2022 Lourdes Hydrofix from holyhydrogen.com and discount code again, but with all capital letters, Uprising 144K. That machine is again, it'll last a super long time where a lot of them break. It makes both the water and the gas. It's Japanese. It's literally the best device I have found, and I know all of them out there. And it is lab tested and certified. It's hands down the best. So those are the ones that I personally recommend. Okay, B man, how much do you spend on groceries, and are all your fruits and vegetables organic? Yes, they're all organic. Every single time I go into the store, I probably spend roughly $19. It's kind of funny because I'll get a bunch of celery. I get a bunch of like what they call like super greens. I'll get a bunch of beets. I mean, the beets are like $2 and whatever. The celery is like $2 and whatever. The greens are $5.99 usually. Um, and I always try to find good deals on a lot of my produce. I always buy like these frozen blueberries that are organic, which normally a little thing of blueberries is so expensive, but I found a big bag for like $8.99. I got my freezer full of those. I mean, how much do I spend? I don't spend a lot. I hear people say all the time, like, oh, it's too expensive to eat healthy. If I literally just stop buying all the other unhealthy food or almost, I basically stop buying almost everything other than just exactly what I need, super healthy, and I don't waste any of it. And it's actually really cheap. I think, how much am I spending? I'm trying to calculate right now. There's no way I'm spending maybe $400 a month would be a guess. Okay, let's see if hopefully that answers your question. I guess I could look. How much groceries? Okay. Renee, I agree. Eat clean, blood clean. Dandelion works well. Absolutely. Dandelions are awesome. I used to throw those in my smoothie. I used to go out to the yard and pick them. I eat raw ones whenever I can. Wow, raw ones. Yep. I mean, I used to throw them in the smoothie. Emma, vegan. Okay. Just because you're vegan, Emma, doesn't actually mean that you're eating the right way. I've seen people who eat meat who are eating more healthy because they eat a lot of vegetables, small portions of meat, like really healthy stuff. I've seen vegan people eat completely the wrong things. Here's another question. So I assume that you don't eat any of the foods I mentioned. Now the only other question would be, do you stir fry, pan fry, deep fry, anything with heated oils, canola oil, olive oil, coconut oil, any type of oil? Do you like stir fry food or deep fry? So that's your next question. We'll get into that. Next person, Mira. I get that the hydrogen water is best to drink, but I feel that body, I feel, but I feel that body, feel that body needs many other vital vitamins, minerals, etc. Question. Well, of course. I mean, duh. Yeah, absolutely. I always talk about overcoming deficiencies. This is the reason that I've made the videos on how I make the smoothie. Because my smoothie, I should go grab the ingredients just to show you guys. Again, comment below or comment if you want me to go grab them. And it will probably take me like 30 seconds. The smoothies are designed, I designed them a specific way based on data. And I could tell you all the data, but basically it's designed to give me all my nutrition like a multivitamin, but it's coming from food form. It's also my sustenance because it feeds me in the morning. It gets me all my fiber. I add minerals to it because there's data showing that when you add minerals to all these fibers, they're good to rebuild your bones and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, and there's plenty of more benefits than that. I mean, the way that they produce the body produces nitric oxide with the stuff that I put in my body. But yeah, I mean, the smoothie is what gives me all that nutrition. The nitric oxide causes my blood vessels to go like they open up, and the hydrogen not only is hydrating my body, but then it really moves it around and brings nutrients all over the place. So yeah, I combine things so that they work beautifully together. Okay, hey, I saw. Let's see where we're at. Thank you for the. Let's see here. Um, okay, hopefully that answers your question, Mira. Next one, Tiffany. Buy a cheap cupping device and use it gently. Pump your main nodes. Yeah, that's good. I mean, what really moves your lymphatic system, by the way, is yeah, you can get really well hydrated and then go for walks. I mean, walking is where it's at. You should see the data on a 30-minute to 1 hour walk daily. I literally just went for a walk. That's something I have to do on the regular. And I don't mean just like, well, I walked to the bathroom and I walked at work. No, I mean like a designated walk where you just walk. Matthew, hello, just now tuning in. Very cool. And just remember, guys, this video is probably going to get deleted. I might let it go for a little while, but it just depends on what kind of information I give today. But okay, thank you for the short, sweet answer. Okay. Hayden Wood, hey Greg, I saw someone coming in pretty hot a while back in comments saying the amount of hydrogen delivered via the breathing apparatus isn't much compared to his device. Have you addressed this? Of course. This is okay. Remember, it's unfortunate, but America is very, very far behind on their understanding of hydrogen. There are people out there who, of course, own hydrogen companies and they could sell any device they want. And I have already learned from the hydrogen company that, because I even wondered, like, how come nobody wants to carry this device? And the company told me, well, you know, these are expensive to build. They're lab tested, which nobody does, and they're certified. Again, nobody does this because it's too expensive, too difficult, time consuming, and the machines are expensive to make. They're all handmade in Japan and lab tested in Japan. So these companies don't get much of a profit. And that's why nobody wants to carry them. But then companies feel threatened by them. And so there are some people who put videos out there and literally the video is testing the machine completely wrong. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you really understood hydrogen, you'd be thinking these people are kind of, I don't want to say they're dumb. They don't know what they're doing. They lack knowledge or they're doing it on purpose, but they're testing the equipment incorrectly. And so they don't really know the amount of, they're measuring the hydrogen incorrectly. So they're not getting the proper numbers. And the thing is that a lot of companies out there, like nobody tests their equipment. This is the only company I found that actually tests their equipment. And the problem with this is that people talk about the number that a machine generates versus how much you're actually getting at the tip of your nose. The Japanese are measuring right at the tip of the nose. So the number's going to look smaller, but it's what you're actually getting. If they were putting in what the machine generates, the number would be much higher. But there are videos that the company has put out of them testing the equipment properly, because like I said, everybody's doing it wrong in America. They do some silly tests where they just put Like just putting a tube in water and seeing how many bubbles, guys, is not the right way to test hydrogen. I mean, it's not even close because you don't even know what the gas is. You could do that with air, and they do that a lot. They just pump air, mixing it with something else. And so the number that is used medically in Japan is about 130 milliliters per minute. The Hydrofix puts out just shy of 130. I think it's like 128 or something. So, I mean, it's basically medical grade. I already know they use it in medical centers over there. And I've even put footage of some of it. So I know that people talk about that. There are some companies, it's kind of funny. There's some companies or people who are like, oh, no, I want a high output device. And one of the devices out there is actually, in my opinion, quite dangerous. It uses chemicals. It's a cheap Chinese, dare I say, piece of garbage. And it's high output. But if you were to inhale from that, in my opinion, it would be really dangerous. And even that company itself says, don't turn it up to 100, like turn it down to 30% so that their high output device has to be turned down because you can't turn it up. It'd be dangerous for you. So that's the reason that you'd want to turn it down. Not to mention that if you were to, turn it up and it would be obviously not so good for you and you're having to turn it down, what good is having a high output device that you can't really turn all the way up? It just doesn't really make sense. And purity is where it's at, guys. Using hydrogen for long periods of time. I mean, there's data on this I'm going to be releasing more and more. The purity is so important. I mean, the amount's important, but the amount they're using is what is literally medically being used. So I know the argument and it's silly and I know that it's because, they're just trying to make things sound bad because they're threatened by it, but okay. Hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't answer your question, Hayden, I guess ask again. Emma, absolutely not. No heated oils. Okay. And so, Emma, I mean, you can email me. We can chat. It's hard to do this over the chat because I don't know, and I don't know. You know, again, there's a lot of questions that I would ask, and I mean, I guess another one would be how much do you exercise? But yes, get the and your height. Actually, you know what? Give me your height and weight. That's going to help me a lot. Yes, get the ingredients if you don't mind. I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow. Yes, get the ingredients. I mean, you can go watch my smoothie video that I just recently put. I show all the ingredients there that I use, but you don't have to use what I use. I just source what I can. Like ginger's expensive, but I found the place where I can get this huge bag of organic ginger for like, I don't remember, it's like $8. It's so cheap, so I buy it. Okay. Fruits and vegetables are pretty much always good for you. B-Man, yes, get the ingredients. Oh yeah, okay. Emma, thanks. Enjoy your videos. Been drinking hydrogen, Hydrofix. Did you do the video on your new data? Not yet. I put a video out on the Kangen versus Hydrofix today because people keep asking and so many wanted to know, so I just finally did it. I'll do that one soon. B-Man, yeah, those videos made me a little worried about purchasing my Hydrofix, but after experiencing the effects myself, I no longer care what others have to say. This machine is God's gift. Well, I agree with you, B-Man. I mean, I saw the videos. I tried to talk to the guy and I tried to connect him not only with the company, and they were going to connect him with like scientists, engineers to really educate. He had no interest in learning. He thinks he knows it all and he's doing all this stuff out of his garage. I know that the way he's doing it is wrong. I thought he'd be interested in learning how to do it right, but he had literally zero interest in wanting to know how to do it right. So, you know, I think it's ulterior motives. Funny thing is, I actually know because people contact me with interesting stuff all the time. There was some people. It was actually a guy who was working, and this is just one of actually more than one person. This is just one of the many stories. There was somebody who was working for a company that dealt in a certain type of hydrogen machine that will remain nameless. I don't need to be throwing people under the bus, but basically, they were selling a device. It was a Chinese device. It was one that I would never use, and it used chemicals like lye to make their stuff. It was terrible, terrible. I found out that the owner was using the Hydrofix for themselves and they were selling a whole other machine. It was hilarious. And that's not the first time I've heard stories like that. So they bash them, but then everybody knows what's the best. I'm telling you right now, everybody, as far as people in the hydrogen, like in the real know, they all know what's the best. And in Japan, they all know what's the best too. Everybody knows it's the Hydrofix. It really does. So anyway, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, those videos made me a little worried. Okay. Hayden, thank you for sharing your valuable time and experience. Much appreciated. You're welcome. Okay, Hayden, awesome stuff. Thanks. I think I gotta get one of these. Power supply ain't the best in an RV though. Good point. I mean, if you're in an RV, I would almost get like have you ever seen these power packs with solar panels and you can plug stuff into them, like a battery pack? I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. If I was gonna stay where I'm at, I'd probably get one, but I plan on moving, so I'm trying to be very like minimalistic. Okay, Emma, it's my friend. Oh, okay. Your friend is 5'10", 160, long distance cyclist, so lots of exercise. Okay, so you're talking about your friend being super healthy, eating all the right things, exercises a ton, and they have thick blood. Okay. I mean, they can call me if they want. Let me just tell you, Emma, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just telling you because it's not the first time I've heard a story like this. And the moment I start sitting down with someone and talking, all of a sudden, well, a little bit of this, oh, a little bit of that, even eating at the wrong hours, by the way. People complain sometimes about their, certain things. And when I'm talking to them, I found out that they eat late at night, and that's never a good idea. But it's always something. And I usually end up finding it when I talk to people. And, to be honest, it kind of bothers me because I feel like they could have just told me, but they feel like how many people I've talked to who are like, oh, yes, I eat very healthy. I don't know why I'm 400 pounds. Like, seriously, I've had people tell me stuff like this. Then I start digging and digging, and eventually I find the answer and I explain it to them. And people typically don't like to hear it. I don't want to make people feel bad. That's like not my goal. Kind of bright in here. Um, you know, but if they want help, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's like I'm trying to help them find the solution or the answer. And sometimes when I find it, like I said, they don't necessarily want to hear it, but they can always contact me. Can always, you know, try to talk to them and trying to make this light less bright. There we go. Don't know if that's any better. I almost want another one. These are so good. That's funny. Green hat. I don't know why it's called green hat. Oh, so good. Okay, I'll have one more. Can't have too many, apparently. Well, I mean, you're not supposed to have too many, but I mean, two's not gonna do anything. I'll be fine. You guys seen these before? I mean, obviously, I just showed them to you a little while ago. This one's dented too. I'm trying to eat the dented ones. This one seems like it'll be better. It probably won't be as sticky. The other one was kind of weird. It's actually the first one I've ever seen like that. Okay. Ta-da. Mmm. And some hydrogen water too. I'll show you how I drink my hydrogen water. I show you guys all the time though. Oh, that's good stuff. Emma, tell your friend to watch my natto, my smoothie video. That stuff makes your blood nice and thin. Get all the nicks and crannies. I don't think people understand how important it is for your blood to be kind of thin. It's like so important because it's important to get your blood in all these nicks and crannies. And when it gets all sludgy and gooey and thick, no matter how many nutrients you get in there, it can't reach all the places. Mm. Somebody can count how long this water is going to last in this glass. Because otherwise, I know the hydrogen escapes. So I tend not to sit around sipping on it. I could sit here and sip on it with you guys, but I'm not going to set it down. And it's not going to be sitting here for, I don't know, an hour. Certainly not half hour. How long has it been? Has it been 1 minute yet? Am I really losing that much hydrogen in 1 minute? No, it's fine. In a room that's 68 degrees, making the hydrogen water like this, all the hydrogen will be gone in 1 hour. It's all gone. Definitely did not take more than 2 minutes. Okay, any thoughts or knowledge on psoriasis specifically? Oh, yeah. Psoriasis is typically, well, again, my opinion, no medical advice. It's typically related to your gut. Could have some effects from parasites also. I do like antiparasitics and doing those cleanses. But ultimately, I've seen a lot of skin disorders with hydrogen get crazy good improvement. Um, it could even have something to do with the immune system also, which hydrogen helps regulate. But yes, I've seen many great results for skin conditions. I mean, I would actually get rashes before. I don't know if there was psoriasis, but I'd get some rashes before. My skin, honestly, guys, used to be crap. I got a video I haven't released yet. I don't know. I've been waiting. I got all sorts of videos that I haven't released. It's embarrassing. I mean, it really is embarrassing. I didn't have a lot of acne in the video, though, where I used to have a lot of acne. Is PP cancer worse than booty cancer? PP booty is PP I would have guessed prostate, but PP cancer. Maybe elaborate on that, Jeremiah. Is PP cancer worse than booty cancer? Booty cancer. um, I don't know. You know what? All cancer is terrible. You know, a lot of people don't know the correlation in the science behind cancer being related to inflammation. Keeping, I eat a lot of anti-inflammatory foods, a lot of them. That's most of my diet. I mean, the foods I eat tend to be well over 80%, and probably over 90% of them are all like medicinal foods. I don't eat much stuff that isn't medicinal. That's the reason I make those smoothies and live off of them. They're all fruits, vegetables, nuts. I put some seeds in there. I mean, it's all about the nutrition, and most of the foods are anti-parasitic. Most of the foods get the body produce nitric oxide. They all obviously have, most of them have antioxidants, a lot of rich fiber. I mean, it just goes on and on. And I have known people who know me who will come around when I'm making smoothies and they'll be like, God, you're still making that stuff? How do you do that? And I'm like, man, I've had these people, can I have some? And I'm always thinking like, I kind of made this smoothie for my breakfast. It's kind of like what I'm going to eat today. I start sharing it, everybody starts wanting it. It makes you feel so good. And I've known many people who, the combination of clean water, hydrogen, and smoothies, people don't know. This is too much information to share with you guys, but people don't know what it's like to have really good bowel movements, really good ones, keeping everything moving really nice and clean. It's so important, especially keep your blood clean. But okay, let's see. Somebody had another question. Elaborate on your PP booty cancer, Jeremiah. Internet Explorer, hello, my friend, suffered a cocaine OD. Oh, my friend suffered a cocaine OD and is dealing with heart and brain issues. Do you think that he can cure any damage it might be caused, and if so, how? In my opinion, Mr. Internet Explorer, if I had, well, okay, I'm going to reveal something to you guys here. I probably will delete this video, so only the 17 people in here are going to hear this. Let me think about it for 1 second. I'm going to reveal something to you. Okay, let's see. So, and look, I'm doing this because it's a learning thing. Teaching moment. I mean, I've done some bad things to myself. Okay? Try not to judge me, everybody, because there's a lot about my story that a lot of people don't know. And when I was very young, I went through some extremely hardships, hard times. And nothing that I would expect anybody to understand. But I was very young, and it was hell for me. And I was trying to take my own life. So I poisoned myself multiple times. Clearly, none of it killed me. And then when I reached a certain age, I had been suffering for at least 10 years. But 10 years as a child feels like forever. And I got so tired and even more tired that I was not successfully ending my life, that I did the most drastic thing I could think of. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure that I do something so drastic that there's no possible way that I'll survive. And what I did is I overdosed. So you're talking about your friend ODing. I took a whole lot of pills. I mean, it was almost 1,000. It was like 836 pills. And I say that because I remember counting them basically. There was a bunch of Excedrin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, prescription drugs I found in the house, extra strength Tylenol. I mean, I took a bunch of stuff and I took it with alcohol, hoping that this would really do me in. I didn't want to take like 50 pills or 100 pills. I was like, I'm going to go just nuts and take as much as I possibly can. Clearly, that was a bonehead move. The honest truth is, I highly regret it. I really do regret doing that. I think it only brought more suffering into my life because not only did I survive it, but I mean, it was a miracle that I survived it. That's what the doctors, said. Like, it's a miracle. There's no way. In fact, I remember asking one of the doctors, what would happen? Because he didn't even believe me. I was just like, what would happen if I did that? He said, well, your heart would have exploded. That's why there's just no way. What I did learn within a few weeks is that my heart had been damaged. And I was walking around with a damaged heart that could definitely shorten my life. And yeah. Whew. Yeah. So I wasn't really that worried at the time about shortening my life. That was obviously what I wanted. Um, well, anyway, so I carried that heart issue for a long time. And then I started getting sick. And, I wasn't really concerned about dying. The problem is that the issue was later on that my suffering got to the point where I couldn't walk. I was in so much pain. And that was a problem. I mean, that was worse than my original issue when I was young. The emotional torment. You think emotional torment's tough, and I've been through that. Physical pain trumps it. It's really bad. And then I started doing, you know, anybody let me know what time it is, by the way? I can't see my clock. Pacific Standard Time. But anyway, so when I got on the hydrogen and I was trying to do all these things to improve my health, just because I wanted to be able to walk and stuff, and my arthritic pain and everything else, um, I did not expect to heal my heart. I had all sorts of different conditions, but the one thing I didn't expect hydrogen to do or anything that I was doing was heal my heart. I had seen a cardiologist. They said that I needed. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the time, Brian, B-man. So they they said I needed most likely open heart surgery. I had all sorts of scans of my heart. I mean, we knew I had a condition. As I was modifying the hydrogen protocols, and actually I got the new equipment. I got the Hydrofix. I tried Kangen machines and other machines, hydrogen pills. I tried all sorts of stuff. When I finally started doing the protocol I was creating and also the Hydrofix, that's what fixed my heart. And I never needed the surgery. No scar, never had the surgery. So do I think it could help with your friend? I do. I mean, it'd be a no-brainer in my opinion, but that's what I would do. So hopefully, Internet Explorer, that answers your question. And I would do the hydrogen water, I would do the clean water, and of course, healthy living. That's what I would do for your friend's heart. Watch my smoothie videos. Tiffany, you had to have been drinking a lot of conventional milk to get psoriasis and gut imbalance due to the antibiotics in it. I did, and 3 weeks after cutting out milk, it was gone. Yeah, I mean, I'm all against stopping dairy, to be honest. Hayden Wood, I developed psoriasis after being jabbed by lots of, oh boy, he doesn't get me in trouble. Lots of different things, let's put it that way. Before being deployed to Antarctica in the military, the only other suspicion I have was after taking antibiotics after having an injury. Um, yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily know where it comes from. It's funny. Some people will just get an issue at a certain age. Could just be the way that they're living, just the things that they're eating. It could be a medicine. It could be antibiotics. I know the military, I mean, I've known people, I have family, and I don't think that they eat super healthy. So, okay, guys, coming to the end of this hour, because I think you guys are running out of questions. And let's see, you run out of questions, and I think I've answered them, right? I think I'm gonna grab a little more hydrogen water. I would tell you that I would show you how I drink it, but I think I've shown you guys enough of how I drink it. Hopefully, I didn't bore you with my story. To be honest, it's kind of hard for me to open up too much about it. I get a little emotional. I so regret that. I wish I would have never done that. Oh, all right. Well, whatever. It is what it is at this point, right? None of us live forever, so. And I'm certainly not trying to live forever. My biggest goal is to just be healthy and not in pain um, while I'm alive. I just ordered some ball ice cube trays. Yeah, you guys like those? It's cool. Hydrogen ice balls, super cool. They really keep things cool. It can be kind of fun. It's like the hydrogen ice cubes. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. Any other questions before I sign off? Going once? Oh, here we go. Do you eat bread of any type? Me. Not much. That's been the tricky one because I was a bread monster. People used to call me a cookie monster. I love carbs. It was one of the hardest things to stop. I think what I tried to do was a smoothie. As the body gets acclimated, and it took time, I became satisfied with that. My carbs consist of mostly like oatmeal, if I'm going to have any at all, and steamed rice. And sometimes I'll have like these healthy crackers or chips that are made of like quinoa, corn. What was the other one made of? Like almonds, stuff like that. So not a lot of bread. I do think that there could be healthy bread out there, but it's just not, I don't think it's very common. So hopefully that answers your question. No, I try to stay away from bread. Emma, thanks. You're welcome. Hayden, thank you, Greg. You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Or I'm just going to sign out here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And I'll see whether I'm going to leave this up or take it down. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 10 more seconds. Any questions? And if not, I will say goodbye. And I'll do another live episode sometime. People are saying that they like them. So I'm seeing no more questions, guys. It was nice chatting with you guys. And if anybody had any questions, I think it was a person who had that friend with the thick blood or whatever. They can email me if they want to chat with me or want to set up, quote unquote, a full consult. My email is uprising144k@gmail.com. I think he would get great benefit from literally just hydrogen water, clean water, and probably the natto smoothie that I show how to make. Those things are so easy and simple. Okay, guys. Again, I don't see anything else, so I'll see you guys next time on the next one. Bye.